I have 3 new cameras, and I want to make these cameras work. I got a camera right here. You notice that's not where my hand's pointing, because that's the camera you're looking at. But I got a camera right there. I got a camera over there that looks all over this, and I got a camera right there that specializes in the guest. I got a 3-camera shot, all wireless, none of them working. Were they working at one point? Yeah. And then you know what happened? They crashed my system. Then they crashed my broadcasting software. And now that software doesn't work either. So it has been a challenge. I got a smile on my face. It's a fake smile. I can't even close it out. It doesn't work. It's okay. It's a beautiful day. Let me check the sound real quick. Make sure that, yep. Yep, we got sound. Because that would really, sorry, I keep staring at the camera that's much bigger and brighter and beautiful. Just doesn't work. Nothing I should be upset with about that, right? Just doesn't work. I would like to be able to look. Oh, it's gonna be a beautiful day. Yeah. When you find yourself in times of troubles, Mother Mary says to me, she whispers words of wisdom, like, let it be, let it be. It is not hackers, Mr. Fenity. It is just it's just a challenge. As a reminder to everybody who doesn't know, I'm self-taught. All of this and a bunch of stuff that you can't see, I learned how to do it on my own, and I get some things right. I do some things really well. And then other times, I can't turn on the on button. That's what it's like for me sometimes. And today just happens to be one of those times. I've really got to fixate on the fact that I'm looking at the wrong camera the entire time. All right, as I said, good morning, everybody. It's me, T-Bone, from the LUNSB Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's Sunday. That means it's time for the Supplemental. We do 3 things on the Supplemental. We talk about your national days of the week that are forthcoming. We tell you about local community events that we think you might want to participate in, support, surprise, and we finish it off with This Week in History trivia style. That's what you got to look forward to. Takes us about 20 minutes to get through it. We usually have a pretty good time. So if you're here, awesome. If you checked in later and you weren't here for the live version, that's cool too. You can still play along. Let's get it started with your national days of the week. I found a flaw in the national days of the week, because I pay attention. Today, I know we're not doing today. We do Monday through Sunday, but today is National Give Someone a Dollar Day. And I said to myself, as I often do, we've already done National Give Someone a Dollar Day. And we did it recently. So I went back and checked my notes, and sure enough, August the 8th is also National Give Someone a Dollar Day, which now, because there's 2 of them, I am in protest, and nobody gets nothing. On the 8th of August, on the 3rd of November, nobody gets nothing for National Give a Stranger a Dollar Day. But that's not what we're concerned about. We're moving on to tomorrow, the 4th of November. It's National Use Your Common Sense Day. Well, as I have often said, if common sense was common, it would just be called sense. Because there are a lot of dumb people out there and a lot of smart people who have no common sense. So tomorrow on National Use Your Common Sense Day, or as I call it, every day, remember to use your common sense. I don't know how you celebrate National Common Sense Day, because any celebration of National Common Sense Day probably isn't common sense. Moving on. The 5th of November, 2024, is Election Day. It's also National Gunpowder Day. Keep your powder dry, is a revolutionary war cry on Election Day. Think about it. And vote. Only if you're voting for the right people. If you're voting for the wrong people, take the day off. Go sit on a beach somewhere. Look out into the wilderness. See what you see. Okay? Come on, man. Come on. Let's get back to something more better. It's the 6th of November. It's National Nacho Day. That's right. National Nacho Day. Let's get some of those fine, delicious nachos. Now, that's one that's easy to celebrate. You go to your little favorite Mexican place, and you order up some of their top-notch nachos, plenty of jalapenos, and you enjoy the 6th of November. On the 7th of November is National Men Make Dinner Day. Okay. It kind of limit us. You limit us. You limited us to one day a year. Because much like National Give a Stranger a Dollar Day, if there's two National Make a Men's Make a Dinner Day, I'm not supporting either. I will cook for you anytime. I enjoy cooking. I'm kind of good at it. So every day, National Men Make Dinner Day. Plus, we're good at it. I know a lot of male cooks who are not bad cooks. On the 8th of November, it seems to be a trend. So the week is National Talk About Money Week. And the people who paid to get that thing made into a holiday are also the people who are National Talk About Money Day, the 8th of November. I guess if you take an 8 and you run the ones through it, it kind of looks like a dollar sign. National Talk About Money Day, or something you should do all the time. You shouldn't dwell on money, but your financial affairs should always be in order. We have young people that watch this show. Stay away from credit card debt. There you go. That's how we'll celebrate the 8th. Do not maintain balances. Use them. Oh, by all means, use your credit cards. And get all the points and all the rewards and all the values out of it that you can. But if they're ever getting any interest from you at all, you're doing it wrong. If they ever get a late payment out of you, you're doing it wrong. Wrong. So there it is. In advance of the 8th of November, let's talk about Money Day. On the 9th, regional food sources. There are regional delicacies, if you will. And, well, here in central Pennsylvania, we have the German, Dutch people. We have them to thank for a lot of our known delicacies, if you will, in the eastern central Pennsylvania area. Specifically, Scrapple. Yeah, on the 9th of November, it's National Scrapple Day. Now, I have yet to eat Scrapple. I've seen it. It's in the stores. You could buy it. But I haven't tried it yet. Don't know what I'm doing. When you don't know, it's like, oh, look, cow's brains. That's probably going to kill me, you think, because you don't normally eat cow brains, which are probably delicious. Ooh, cow tongue. That's probably going to kill me. Ooh, Scrapple. That's probably a mixture of cow brains and cow tongue. Don't know, don't care. One day I will find a nice Dutch Pennsylvanian woman who will just stop by the house and make Scrapple. And we will eat it together. I heard it's like Spam. I don't know if that's right or not. I like Spam. Durr. And finally, on the 10th of November, it is the Marine Corps' birthday. And I have no problem with the United States Marine Corps. Just as I have no problem with the United States Navy. But I do have problems with bad math. It drives me nuts every year. Every year the Marine Corps celebrates their birthday on November 10th. Every year the Navy celebrates their birthday on October 13th. It makes me angry. because we're forgetting an important piece of American history, an important piece that should never be forgotten. After the end of the Revolutionary War, they no longer wanted the military around. And for 9 years, there was no Navy. For 12 years, there was no Marine Corps. So when we're celebrating the Navy and the Marine Corps birthday, we're using the birthday of the Continental Navy and the Continental Marines. But we're forgetting the fact that they fired them, and 9 or 12 years later, they decided to bring us back officially. So you'll see people celebrating the birthday like the 230th is what it actually is. It's like they're off. They're off by many years. They take the years that the Continental Navy and Continental Marine Corps existed, then they take the years that we were fired, and they add them on to where we are now. I love my Marines. I love my sailors. But I hate bad math. And that has been your National Days of the Week. Moving on to a community service note. So this coming Saturday, between the hours of 5 and 9, for $25, you can come to the Boomerang Sports Club, Casino, and Resort. You can go to Boomerangs for those 4-hour periods. You can pay $25. They're going to feed you. They're going to give you some drinks. And there is a cash bar. You can buy more drinks if you want to. Why would you want to? Because you could stick around a little longer and you can participate in the raffles and the drawings that they will be doing, all to raise money for Hope for You. Now, Hope for You is having a fundraiser event there at Boomerangs, located on 110 Limekon Road. It's going to last about 4 hours. They're going to have live entertainment and fundraising activities and all kinds of delicious food and stuff. Pampered Chef gift cards, Moe's gift cards, Snapper gift cards, Duke Cannon items, Hair Icon Studio gift cards. One thing after another. They got a shop vac donated by Ace Hardware. Everybody loves a shop vac. A $50 gift card to Boomerang's Bar and Grill itself. They've got a whole bunch of things. It's Hope for You. They're raising money for families over the holidays. So again, that's bit my tongue. That's Saturday, November 9th, starting at 5 p.m. and going to 9 p.m. $25 gets you in the door, and there's other ways to donate money, and there's other ways to have a good time. Just come on out to 110 Limekon Road Boomerangs and support Hope for You. That's your community service note for this week in November. Moving on to the part most of you only come here for. It's time for This Week in History Trivia Style. Now, I can't leave that there because that would be unfair. So I take that and I put it over here. There we go. Now, not a lot of people playing a long day, and that doesn't bother me. You can play at your convenience whenever you want. Plus, later on, I take these questions and I put them up on the old the talks of the tick there, and people get a kick out of that. Here we go. This is a historical events trivia quiz that takes place between 27 October and 3 November in history. Now, remember, the National Days of the Week we do in advance of the week to come. This Week in History we do over the week that has been. So if you've been paying attention to your local radio or news stations, maybe you know some of the answers to the questions. The questions are as new to me as they are to you. I am seeing them for the very first time. You were seeing them for the very first time. I did not look at them in advance. I do not know the answers to the questions. The goal is to go 7 for 7. That's the goal. It's always been the goal. Let's see if we can make the goal. Here we go. Question number 1. On October 28, 1886, which iconic statue was dedicated in New York Harbor? Now, there is a delay, and I usually wait for the delay when we have other people watching. But we didn't secure an audience this morning, so I'm buzz right through these pretty quick. What iconic statue was dedicated on October 28th, 1886 in New York Harbor? There's only one statue in New York Harbor that comes to mind for just about anybody. Options: Statue of Liberty, Statue of Freedom, The Thinker. That would be awesome. Could you imagine Rodin's The Thinker in New York Harbor, just the size of the Statue of Liberty, just thinking so intently? Or Christ the Redeemer, which also would be cool in New York Harbor. It is the Statue of Liberty. There's no question. There's no doubt. Question number 2. October 29th, 1929, the U.S. stock market experienced a major crash, marking the start of what economic period? Hello, viewer. Good to see you. Now I have to slow it down because I got a viewer. No problem. October 29th, 1929, the stock market experienced a major crash, marking the start of what economic event? These are questions I often say that you know them, and if you don't know them, you don't know them. This one I immediately know, as most of you probably do too. After the stock market crash of October 29th, 1929, what happened next? Was it the Great Recession, the Panic of 1907, gone, the Great Depression, which I find to be hilarious, or the dot-com bubble? Remember, when using a multiple choice question, you can usually immediately eliminate two of the answers. And we know it's not the Panic of 1907 because we're talking about 1929. And we know it's not the dot-com bubble because there was no dot-coms in 1929. So we're left with the two, the Great Depression and the Great Recession. And although depression is funnier, it is the Great Recession. These, again, are just my answers. I could be wrong. I may be wrong, and I may be crazy. October 30th, question number 3. October 30th, 1938. What famous broadcast by Orson Welles caused public panic as listeners believed the alien invasion was real? You know it or you don't know it. It's that easy. It's Orson Welles. It's War of the Worlds. That's the answer. Let's see what our multiple choice options were. Frankenstein, The Invisible Man, War of the Worlds, or Time Machine, The Time Machine. Well, if you read the question, you read the answer, alien invasion, it clearly wasn't Frankenstein, it wasn't The Invisible Man, it wasn't Time Machine. The answer was in the multiple choice answers, but right off the top, you know it. Question number 4. On October 31st, 1517, going a little far back, Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses to the church door in Wittenberg, sparking what major religious movement? Hello, viewers. October 31st, 1517, Martin Luther, not King and not Junior, okay, just Martin Luther, nailed 95 Theses to the church door in Wittenberg, sparking what major religious movement? Was it the Enlightenment? Was it the Crusades? Was it the Great Schism? Or was it the Protestant Reformation? Those are your guesses. I mean, those are your possible answers. I don't know for sure on this one. I'm pretty good with the history, but 1517 is pushing some brain cells. I am going to go with the Protestant Reformation. That's what I'm going to go with. I believe it could be the Enlightenment, but I really don't think it is. The Crusades were all church-driven, and the Great Schism is just makes me think of Tool songs. I'm going to go question number 4, the Protestant Reformation. Question number 5, on November 1st, 1993. Now we're talking history I can get around. October 1st, 1993, what European treaty officially established the European Union? Oh, shoot. The chances of going 7 for 7 have dramatically decreased. November 1st, 1993, which European treaty officially established the European Union? Here are your options. Was it the Maastricht Treaty? Maastricht? Maastricht. Was it the Treaty of Versailles? Was it the Treaty of Rome? Or was it the Lisbon Treaty? So I think we know it was a treaty. Those are our four options. I do not believe it was the Treaty of Versailles. I believe that's what ended World War I. I've never heard of the Treaty of Rome or the Lisbon Treaty. And the Maastricht Treaty just feels like it's probably the one. I'm thinking long. I'm thinking hard. Long and hard, he says. Was it November 1st, 1993, what European treaty officially established the European Union? James, finally showing up, he's going to Charlie out with Rome. Lisbon's a fun city. Rome's a fun city. I'm going to go with the Maastricht. I'm going with answer A. That's my guess. James is going with C. Because James is a regular participant, I'm going to give him a chance to catch up. So just bear with me for a second. Mr. Taney, please be sure to answer quickly. Here we go. Question number 1, October 28th, 1886, which iconic statue was dedicated in New York Harbor? That's question number 1. It shouldn't be hard for you to do. Iconic statue dedicated New York Harbor. Question number 2, October 29th, 1929. The U.S. stock market experienced a major crash, marking the start of what economic event? He goes, Lady Liberty. I agree. Was it the Great Recession or the Great Depression? Because I took out the stupid answers for you. October 23rd, 1938. Which famous broadcast by Orson Welles caused public panic as listeners believed an alien invasion was real? It was the Great Depression. Oh, no, it was not the Great Depression. God bless it, James. We don't know the answer, but that's your answer. But we don't know that you're wrong until we officially know you're wrong. War of the Worlds is correct. October 31st, 1517, Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses to the church door in Wittenberg, sparking what major religious movement? I will give you the options here. The Enlightenment, the Crusades, the Great Schism, or the Protestant Reformation. Moving on to question 5. You have answered with the Treaty of Rome. I decided to go with the Maastricht Treaty. Question number 6. On November 2nd, 1947, which famous billionaire piloted his massive H-4 Hercules, the Spruce Goose, aircraft for the first and only time? Young Elon Musk? No, I know who this is. Here are your options. Was it Henry Ford, Howard Hughes, J.P. Morgan, or Charles Lindbergh? He's going with the Reformation for question number 4. He's already answered number 5. Famous billionaire flying the Spruce Goose. Who was it? And finally, yes, correct, Howard Hughes. I agree with you. Finally, Howard Hughes. Question number 7. On November 3rd, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 2, which carried the first living creature into orbit. What was the creature? What kind of animal was the first animal in space? Was it a dog, a cat, a monkey, or a mouse? Sputnik 2 took the first living creature into orbit. What was it? Mr. Taney's going with dog. And I believe he is wrong. And I don't know why that started to sound like Kennedy a little bit. And I believe he is wrong. But officially, I also believe he is right. Because I believe the Russians probably launched a whole bunch of things. The only thing to come back, to come back alive that they took video of that they released to the world was a dog. I believe they killed a lot of animals before they brought that dog back successfully. So I'm going with dog also. Here, anytime, my friend, anytime. Just next time, be on time. Here are this week's answers. Did we go 7 for 7? Number 1 was, of course, the Statue of Liberty. Number 2 was the Great Depression. How did I get that jacked up in my simpleton brain? It was the Great Depression, and I chose the Great Recession. I feel so stupid. Too smart for my own good. I am not. Gonna go 7 for 7, but Mr. Taney can't. War of the Worlds, we both agreed. The Protestant Reformation, we both agreed. He chose the Treaty of Rome, which was wrong. Wrong. It was, in fact, the Maastricht Treaty. Howard Hughes, we both chose correctly. And a dog, we both chose correctly. He missed one. I missed one. 6 for 7 still isn't shabby. But the elusive 7 for 7 got me again with just rhyming words. It's always a fun way to start a Sunday. I look forward to it. I hope you do too. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you were a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow.